In this video, I'm going to give you the ultimate guide to using subscriber AI to write YouTube scripts that actually get views and grow your channel. Even if you're a complete beginner, this step-by-step guide will walk you through everything from doing competitor research to getting your next 3 video ideas to using our AI agents to craft hooks, intros, and write full scripts. And by the end, you'll know how to take a raw idea and turn it into a published, upload-ready YouTube script within minutes. So without further ado, let's get into it. First things first, head over to subscriber.ai and click on Get Started. Create your account and log in with your details. Once you're inside, the first thing we'll want to do is set up your channel. What most beginners would do is jump straight into writing scripts, but trust me, setting up your channel correctly will save you headaches later. You can see here on your dashboard on the left-hand side bar, you can see all of your chat history, you can see the channels bar, the intel bar, and the affiliates bar, which we'll talk about later. And then on the main page, there's the ideation chat with all of your stats and all of your recent scripts. So the first thing that we'll want to do before we even start writing the script is click over here on channels, and you can see all of the channels that you've added. But let's say you're starting a completely new channel. What you can do here is click add channel, and there are 3 different ways that you can connect a channel to your account. So the first way is to just connect your YouTube channel. So let's say I'm Ali Abdal, and I'm gonna click ALI Abdal, and immediately it will generate an audience avatar for me when I connect my channel. So this trains subscriber on who your exact target audience is, so they know exactly who to target and how to write a script so that it actually resonates with them. So you can see over here, aspiring professional, there are the demographics, the psychographics, the online behavior, the offline behavior, and any key questions. And if for whatever reason you find that subscriber doesn't nail the mark, you can go over here and edit your audience profile directly, and you can just change it word for word based on what you know of your target audience to be accurate. And over here on the top bar, if you click on scripts, you can see all of the historical scripts that you've created. Now there's no scripts because we just started this channel. And over here, there's also the research. So when you add research to your scripts, you can start a research here so that you don't have to keep loading it every time you write a new script, so that we know that subscriber will actually save the content. And when you click over here, voice, you can see the voice training that subscriber has for your channel. And this is where you want to spend the most amount of time on, because nailing the voice of your script is the difference between subscriber actually being able to write accurately to you with your voice, persona, your tone, the actual words that you use, versus being, kind of off the mark, which is definitely not where you want to be. So when you go into voice, you can see over here, you can click generate preview, and you can read the preview that it has based on the voice that's already trained on you. And if this preview is actually accurate to the way that you sound or the voice that you want to have, you can actually immediately start writing the scripts. You can see here, hey friends, welcome back to the channel, which is how Ali Abdal usually starts his videos. And it goes on and on and on. So if you want to edit the voice, and let's say it's too friendly or too over the top, it's too overexcited, here you can click edit voice, and it will immediately bring you to the channel voice settings. So in the simple mode here, it will ask you, how would you like to refine this voice? And then you can tell, hey, I want to make it more casual and conversational, or use shorter sentences in simpler words and more technical jargon related to this topic. Here's another writing sample that better shows my style, and then you can paste sample. But let's say I want to make it more of a serious tone. And let's see, you can preview your changes, and immediately it will start applying your changes to the underlying voice that it is trained on. And the way that subscriber trains your voice is that it will take your most historical videos and it will train it based on that data. So it will train it on your 10 most recent videos and your 10 best performing videos, so it can really understand the actual voice. And if you go over here into the advanced mode, you can actually architect the actual voice that you want here. You can see it gives you a label, it gives you a description, it gives you the age, right, the profession archetype, temperament, authority, posture, right? For the description, it says it's a well-educated professional who simplifies complex topics, offering practical advice with a friendly, self-deprecating tone, position self as a relatable expert, which sounds exactly like Ali Abdal here. So stance in relationship, speaking style and dialect, delivery recipe, the rhetorical toolkit, and you can see all of these different things: spoken patterns, sentence starters, transition phrases, diction and syntax. So it really goes super duper granular into your actual voice. If there are some parts of this that you don't really agree with, once again, you can just manually edit. Let's say direct you address, you don't like that, you can just manually edit it, and it will actually save over here, and you can save the changes to your voice so the subscriber knows exactly your voice. And this is where you want to spend a little bit of time on, especially if you don't already have an existing channel and you actually want to train subscriber on your voice. And we're going to talk about how you can best do that in a little bit once we've gone through all of these settings. And over here on the top right, there's this template function. And these templates are core prompts that we've created that will allow you to write scripts for pretty much any niche out there. So we have a template for writing commentary videos, for writing compilation videos, documentary videos, educational videos, explainer videos, fictional story videos, review videos. And you can also write shorts with this. And if you want, you can write a VSL with this. And if you click over here, the clone, let's say you are making a compilation video, you can clone this for your specific channel. And over here, you have the template name, you have the description, and this is the template content. So this is actually the prompt that it uses in order to write compilation videos. So you can see over here, create cohesive compilations that provide value to creation, context, and narrative threading, right? And then when creating an outline, there's instructions here. And let's say you don't really like these instructions, you can actually manually change these instructions to make it more customized for your specific channel. So you can see here critical timing and length, opening, conclusion, right? And it really gives you a long overview for the actual instructions for writing a certain type of script. So you can modify this according to the actual script that you want to write. Let's say your specific script has a hook length of 5 seconds as opposed to 15 seconds. And over here, we say that the hook length is, let's say, around 15 seconds. So we can actually cut the hook length and you can tell it, hey, I want the hook length to be 5 seconds and I want it to be 10 words max. And then it'll be able to write for that specific niche in that way. Especially if you're very into your niche and you want to write something super YouTube optimized. This is what you want to look at. If not, in general, what I found is actually these templates are written by me and my co-founder. So we've spent a lot of time refining these templates and can actually write many scripts. For example, this educational template can be used for any specific YouTube script, just talking about education, anything personal branding wise, me kind of explaining this to you can be used with the educational template. And last but not least, there is this settings button over here, where if you click over here, you can see all of your channel settings. You can see your audience. You can see the default template for this specific channel. So let's say you want to use a educational template because this channel that we're going to write a script for is Ali Abdal. So it's an educational script. Here, the voice, we've only created one, which is for Ali Abdal. The target length here, we can set the target length for each script. So let's say the average length of the videos is about 15 minutes. So we'll put it as 2,500 words. We'll set the format to be educational. And then in terms of the writing models, right, if you're not sure which one to pick, I generally like for educational content to use Claude 4 Sonnet. That is my preferred for writing educational long form content because I find that the logic actually flows a lot more smoother. In terms of other models that you could use, ChatGPT 5 is actually really good for also writing scripts. So you could also test it out. DeepSeek is more for storytelling documentary scripts. That's why we have it as the default. So if you're doing documentary scripts, if you're doing storytelling scripts, we find that DeepSeek actually performs the best. And then there are all of these other models that, you know, are available to you should you want to use them. That is just my personal preference in terms of these models. I know some people also like using Gemini 2.5 for writing educational scripts. Whatever you want, you can actually select your draft model here. And the beauty about using Subscriber, you'll find that when you're in the writing stage, you can actually switch between these different writing models and you can see how it applies. So let's say you are writing the outline and the outline, you know that GPT-5 writes the outline best, then you can use more of GPT-5. But when you are writing the full script, if you know, oh, Claude 4 Sonnet actually performs the best there, and then you can switch the model mid-writing the script, and it will still be able to process all of the information correctly over here. And there you go. That is pretty much what you need. You just click save here, and then you will have all of your settings saved directly. So at this stage, let's say you're not super happy with the voice that has been created and we want to complete this channel setup fully. So a few things that you can do. Number one, you can create a new voice, right? And here you have directly two options, right? You can provide your own writing samples, right? So let's say Ali Abdal, own writing samples. So let's say you are a creator who doesn't have any existing videos on your channel, or the existing videos on your channel don't really represent the kind of content that you want to make moving forward, which actually happens more often than you think. Because let's say I have a supplement brand right now and I'm talking about growing the health niche, but now I want to talk specifically about fitness and recovery fitness for your joints. Those are two very different niches, but I might have the same voice and I want to train it on the specific voice that I want to have. Or maybe I've been making videos 5 years ago and I took a pause and now I'm deciding to come back. So this is where you want to update your YouTube channel and you want to train it on new pieces of your voice. So over here, what you can do is you can actually paste in specific samples from here. And this can be taken from literally anywhere. This can be taken from any YouTube videos that you find specifically are relevant. You can look at specific PDFs that you have, PDFs, lead magnets, blogs, newsletters, tweets, Instagram posts, right? If you have any text that is written in your voice or even a podcast transcript, right, of you just talking to your friend and that is more in your video voice, you can take that transcript and then you can train subscriber based on this. And you can see here, it takes 50,000 characters per sample. So the more samples that are more recent that you can train it on, the more accurate it can actually give your specific voice down. Or if you want, you can also import transcripts from another YouTube channel. So here you can import the transcripts from, let's say, another competitor, and then you can bring that voice onto your channel. So let's say I like the voice of Alex Hormozi. So I can click here and then I can create the voice for Ali Abdaal. So what it will actually do is that right now subscriber has the audience base for Ali Abdaal and you're training it on the voice of Alex Hormozi. So it will be able to write in Alex Hormozi's voice with his specific tonality, specific persona, specific sentence structure, his specific style of speaking, and it will be able to write scripts for Ali Abdaal's specific audience, just because we are creating it in this specific way. And you can see over here with the new loaded voice, right? You can see here, it changes the label completely, right? No nonsense, high performance mentor, which is what Alex Hormozi is. Highly successful, direct and confident individual who shares brutal truths and actionable strategies based on personal experience and observation. So it's able to write, once again, for Ali Abdaal's audience, but in the voice of Alex Hormozi. And now if we will go back to your channels tab and you would add channel, you would notice over here that there are two other options for you to connect your channel. So let's go over them right now. So one thing that you can do is you can plan before you record. Let's say you are starting a completely fresh channel, completely custom channel. What you can do is you can give it a channel name, right? So let's say Tech Tips Daily, and then you can describe your specific audience, and then it will help you create an audience profile based on that. So this is specifically for if you don't really have any competitors that you can model your channel off of. But let's say you want to start a faceless channel and you know that there is a direct competitor with the exact audience that you want. Or maybe they have the exact audience that you want, but you don't like the voice and you want to tweak it a little bit. This is where you can have this remix option, when if you click remix channel over here, what you can actually do is take what works from an existing channel and add in your unique perspective. Let's say the documentary channel talks about how big businesses have grown. But let's say you want to niche down specifically into only talking about, Toyota and Japanese companies. So what you can do is actually paste that specific channel that you want. So let's say it's Magnates Media, which is one of the biggest YouTube channels in the documentary business space. You can give it your own channel name. So let's say, Japanese business, and you can say, how will I make it different? You can say, I want to write in the voice and style of Magnates Media, but I want to gear it to an audience that cares about Japanese history and has interest in Japanese culture. And over here, you can click Create Remix. And what it will do is it will take the audience of Magnates Media and it will tweak the voice and it will tweak the audience profile so that it can actually fit what you are trying to create for that audience. So this is the closest thing to legally stealing an audience and legally stealing a voice from one of your competitors' channel, literally with the click of two buttons. If you were to use ChatGPT or if you were to use Claude, you'd have to do all this different type of manipulation for it to really understand it. But with this, it is actually totally built in here. So you can see here, culturally curious, entrepreneurial, historian. This persona is similar to the original Magnates Media audience, curious, entrepreneurial, and fascinated by stories of wealth, power, but with a strong passion for Japanese culture and history, right? And you can see over here the demographics and the psychographics, offline behavior, online behavior, and the key questions. All of these are generated with just the click of a button. And if you go into your voice, right, let's see what it creates. You can see here in terms of the speaker archetype, right? The label is cultural business historian, a knowledgeable and engaging guide who uncovers the intricate connections between historical events, cultural values, and the rise of influential figures and enterprises, specifically within the Japanese context. They present complex narratives with a blend of investigative curiosity and dramatic flair, which is exactly what Magnate's media voice is with this documentary, but they have geared it specifically for an audience interested in Japanese history, which I think it's pretty cool that you can do that just with the click of a button. So now that we have our channel set up, the next step is to find your next 3 video ideas. And if you follow this step by step, you'll be able to get your next 3 video ideas with just the click of a button. So in terms of features to get your next video ideas, we have 2 core features. Number 1 is the intel. So when you click on intel on the left sidebar over here, immediately you'll see this. You'll see trending content, hot new channels, outlier videos this week. And if you keep scrolling, right, you can see all of these different channels. And what you can do over here is you can search YouTube for a certain channel, or you can filter for certain channels over here. So if I'm searching for a channel, right, you can do a filter in terms of the minimum subscribers, the total views, the number of videos, right, the velocity score, time the channel was created, and the language. And if you go over here to the videos, you can also search for specific videos. But let's say I am using this intel feature and I want to look for competitors for my channel. Okay, so I'm going to search my name, Brian Ung, over here, and let's see what it comes up with. So when I click into my channel over here, you can see it has number of subscribers, number of videos, the total views, 30-day views, average views per video, right, the views to sub ratio, and it gives a specific performance analysis, and it will give all of my channel videos. So when you're looking at a specific channel, you can, filter according to the video length. You can filter according to newest first. You can see the outlier scores and how the videos are performing, right? 7x. And you can see some of the shorts too. And you can filter out the shorts if you'd like to. And over here, if you click similar channels over here, you can see all of the channels that are similar with a similar audience to me. So you can see here, Elijah Scripts, Luke Scripted, Greg Priest, YouTube Master Boy. And then you can go into these channels and then you can see over here, subscriber, because we have a similar audience. My channel, personal channel and subscriber has a similar audience, YouTube strategy, Blasley, YouTube strategist. And you can go into these channels and you can find what specific videos might be working within these. And then I can potentially port them over to my channel. So this is a really great way to do competitor analysis. Another thing that you can do here is that you can click here, chat with channel, and it will immediately bring you directly to the chat where you can talk directly with this channel. Or if you really like a specific channel, so let's say you really like my channel and you want to remix my channel and start a completely new channel, but maybe with a slightly different audience, it's the exact same function over here. You can click remix channel and it will bring you to add this channel and you can remix it, right? Once again, give it a name, right? Brian's Clone. And you can see here, how will I make it different? I want to make script writing videos, but for high school teachers so they can quit their job and become YouTubers. Once again, you click here, you create a remix, and it will craft your audience avatar just based on the research that you did from Intel. And Intel is really powerful because Intel is trained on 60,000 plus channels of data, and you can search for literally any channel that you want within YouTube and it should pop up. And every single day, our AI chatbot will scrape YouTube and the Intel database will grow every single day. And you can see over here, aspiring teacher turned YouTuber. All of this is generated, just by pressing a couple buttons with Intel. Another thing that's cool that you can do with Intel is if there is a video that you like, so let's say why it sucks to be a shark, this video has been kind of trending for a little bit. You can see here, these get pretty good views, right? Why it sucks to be born as a buzzsaw killer. You can click into the video. You can see the specific stats of it. You can see the views, the likes, the comments, the duration, the outlier score. And you can click this button and it will allow you to analyze the video directly. Or if you click remix this video, immediately it will bring you to this remix section, which will allow you to, hey, take a certain video and then you can tweak it according to how you want for your specific channel. So let's say I want to do it for my channel. For some reason, I'm going to do why it sucks to be born as a helicorpion buzzsaw killer video. You can say, hey, would this video be about the same topic? Okay, let's say it's about the same topic, or let's say it's be about a different topic, right? I want to do why it sucks to be born as a dolphin, for example, right? The writing style that I want to use, I want to keep the original writing style. And you can say, I want to remix this video and talk about why it sucks to be a dolphin. right? You can just do a simple prompt like this, and then you can create the remix, and immediately it will start generating a script for you just based on your specific changes of this, right? And it will take you to the specific script writing framework over here. And you can just start the process of writing a script from here just by clicking a video that you like, customizing it for your own channel. So once again, Intel is really useful in terms of doing competitor research, right? And every day it's being updated in terms of the database. You can find outlier videos, you can filter and do research for certain channels. But the function that's even stronger than our current YouTube Intel is actually just using our direct chatbot to come up with video ideas, do competitor analysis, and then you can fully write your script from the chatbot, which is exactly what we're going to talk about right now. So when you click over here on the left bar, a new chat, it immediately brings you to a direct chatbot. So the first thing that you want to do when you get to the chatbot is click on the top left over here, Brian NG, and here click for the channel that you want to write the script for. So it's super important to select the channel that you want to write a script for and then do it from there. Okay. And then over here, you can see that there are a bunch of prompts that you can use. So if you want to create a script, you can here press create a script. If you want to get video ideas, you can immediately get video ideas. Or over here, there's this prompt library that immediately pulls up and it gives you all of these different things that you can potentially do with subscriber and a specific chatbot. You can do a channel strategy deep dive. And over here on the right, you can see the preview for it and the actual prompt that it gives. You can do a competitive video breakdown. You can do a SWOT analysis, a gap analysis, a competitor thumbnail analysis. You can do content planning, right? What are the content series that you can do? You can create a content calendar. You can brainstorm 20 video topics. You can do a trend analysis. You can do strategy planning, right? What is the channel blueprint? Target audience deep dive. Find channels with a similar audience. Channel from TV show format. Or you can even do video research from within this, right? You can discover rising niche opportunities, outlier title transfer, generate titles using outlier theory, niche outlier pattern analysis, fresh angle on trending topics, create hook variations, video breakdown analysis, data-driven thumbnail ideas, tags and description optimization. So there's all of these different things that you can potentially do with this chat and more. In this video, I'm not going to deep dive into all of these. I'm just going to show you, hey, how can you come up with your next 3 video ideas? But if you have time, play around with this and you'll be blown away with what subscriber bot can do. And if you're not sure, hey, can the subscriber V3 bot do this? All you have to do is just ask the bot, hey, can you do this? Oh, can you help me use it in this way? And it will give you an answer just like that. So let's say I'm Ali Abdal and I want to use subscriber to get my next 3 video ideas. So all I have to do is click over here, get video ideas. You can say analyze channel name, which is Ali Abdal. Give me 5 video ideas I could create for my channel by copying their most successful title structures. Give me a table of the title structures and the videos that they came from. So all I have to do, just click enter and we'll see what it comes up with. And you can see over here, one of the amazing things about Subscriber that really differentiates it from ChatGPT or Claude is that it can talk directly to YouTube. So all you have to do is just call for a specific YouTube channel and it will be able to scrape all of the data. What are the top videos from within this channel? Okay, and then it can scrape all of that data. Oh, how can we remix some of those videos from my own channel? So you can see over here, the biggest outliers here, how to reset your dopamine, why you're always distracted, my honest advice to someone who feels behind, how to be effortlessly disciplined, some things I wish I knew about productivity earlier, right? Or let's say if we don't like any of these ideas and I saw a video idea from, let's say, Alex Hormozy that I really like, I can say, hey, well, what are the top 10 outliers from @Alex Hormozy? And you can see over here, it immediately brings you all of the videos that, are the top outliers from Alex Hormozy's channel. And a lot of these are shorts, right? Some of these are long form. Like let's say, hey, I only want long form videos in this outlier list, right? So literally you can just ask it, hey, I want long form videos, and it will immediately give you all the long form videos. So you can see over here, we immediately filter for all of the recent long form videos that have been performing super well. So let's say I want to take these outlier videos and remix it for my @Ali Abdal channel. Give me the video titles accordingly. So just like that, you can look at your top competitors within your space, see what's working for them, and then remix it for your specific audience just by asking Subscriber. And let's say one competitor is not enough for you, you can look at 2, 3, 4 competitors. And just like that, you can very, very easily get your next 3 video ideas just by stealing from competitors and doing a yoink and twist and making it your own. And Subscriber literally helps with this entire process, right? You can see over here, right? Brutally honest truths that give you an unfair life, right? Honest truth about productivity, right? Let's say 4 ways to get ahead in your career, how to start a side hustle from nothing, right? Maybe this is something that Ali Abdaal also talks of. He has a lot of videos talking about side hustles, why doing more business reduces your productivity. And if you just go on and on and on, right? If you find more outliers from, let's say, this one guy or another business channel, you'll be able to write a script based off of that. So let's say I like the video idea, how to start a side hustle from nothing. So I can tell it, hey, I want to write a script on how to start a side hustle from nothing. Let's write the script. And immediately ask me, hey, I'm going to use the educational template, which is what we said to do. And it will be defaulting of around 2,500 words. Yes, let's write this script. And you can see over here immediately what will pop up is this kind of canvas view where there's a split screen over here and there's this bar that says plan your script and there's a bunch of questions here. And one of the reasons why I think this is so magnificent, and let me just close this bar over here, is that Subscriber now acts as your assistant social media manager or your assistant scriptwriter, where it will ask you just a bunch of questions in order to get the specific information out of you in order to write your script. And I want to pull your attention to some of the features over here. You can see that here you can change your large language model that you want to write with. Say I'm going to write with Claude 4, and then you can also change the template that you want to write with. And you can also change the voice here. But let's say Ali Abdaal is the voice that I want to write with. And you can see over here on the bottom left that there is, a button to strengthen the hook, improve the pacing, smooth section transitions, strengthen the conclusion, add open loops, or simplify readability, add examples and stories, add curiosity gaps, optimize for retention, fact check with research, engagement, add engagement triggers, enhance emotional impact, strengthen value propositions, optimize call to actions, add social proof elements. And over here, right, add a video description, social media package, newsletter content, blog, post adaptation, short list and B-roll, visual resource guide. So there's all these prompts. Hey, once you finish writing the script, you can create a video description out of that. Or if you want to write a newsletter out of the script, you can just press a button and you can immediately get a newsletter just like this. And we all have all of these prompts built in. You don't even have to type anything. All you have to do is just click the correct buttons, which I think is pretty cool. And over here on the right, you can choose the template, the language, right? Over here, if you're doing multi-language, there's all of these different languages that are supported, and you can change the video length if you like, but I like it at 2,500 words. And here, there are just a bunch of questions here that you can answer. Of course, when you're doing a more educational video, it is more informative for you to add specific information into this so that the script has more context and it's more in your voice. If you're doing more of a storytelling video, it might not be necessary to add as much context, but let's say you're doing a documentary on Elon Musk, it will be good for you to add, specific information on the story that you want to add here. So let me just write a brief description for this. Do you want to frame this video around your own personal story, right? I want this to be more of a research-based step-by-step guide, right? And then the second question, what are the top 3 challenges your audience faces, right? The top 3 challenges are not knowing where to start, finding the motivation to start, and finding time to pursue their side hustle on top of being a student or being at a 9-to-5 job. Okay, so let's say that's all of the description that I want to add. Obviously, the more context that you add, the better, but it's not necessary to add so much context because the Subscriber bot really understands your audience very well and is trained on specific information. And over here, there's this add context button, which honestly is really, really strong too, because this is where you can add all of your research, right? You can add research, you can add videos, right? You can add channels that you want. So here you can just add URLs that you want. So if you want to add YouTube videos to the specific research over here, you can add YouTube videos. Or if there are articles that you want to add and blogs that you want to have, what Subscriber will do is that it will scrape the information from the blog. So you can literally just add the URL over here. So let's say I want to add the context of Ali Abdaal's other YouTube videos. Let me go and find his other YouTube videos and let me add it in here. So as you can see over here, Ali Abdaal has already made other videos on side hustles. So I'm just going to feed those transcripts into the Subscriber bot so it knows, okay, what are Ali Abdaal's views on side hustles? And you can do the exact same for PDFs, any newsletters that you want to add. And you can see over here, this is all of the context that it has. And over here, there's a research capacity of 75,000 words. Get a lot of questions about this, but really you don't need to worry too much about the 75,000 word research. In terms of best practices with your research, is you don't want to feed it with too much information because if the information is irrelevant, then any AI bot will start writing the script based off of the wrong information. You just want to give it enough information and the only information that it needs in order to write it. So that's the guideline that I would have, right? Don't exceed 75,000 words, because beyond 75,000 words, the bot wouldn't be able to write the script, or it won't be able to actually understand the context that you're giving it. So let's say we've given it enough context. We can just close this window here, and then we can click generate outline. And what the bot will do is that it will start generating an outline so that you know, hey, it's going to hit all of these points, and then you can modify these points before you go on to write a full script. So just like how you would normally outline a script before writing it, it follows this exact step too. And bang, you can see over here in less than like 20 seconds, you have a full outline. You have the opening, you have the foundation that it created, the 3-step launch system, and overcoming the big 3 obstacles, and then taking action the next 300 days. So you can just read through this, and then whatever you like, you can keep. And what's really cool about this is that you can just edit it directly over here. So here, let's say the first law of making money, you only learn by providing value to people you are delighted for, right? Why most side hustle people look for magic bullets instead of understanding the fundamental principle. 3 vehicles for providing value. Services are the path, reward examples, right? So let's say I don't like this specific reward example, right? You can say that, virtual assistants are spending time in exchange for project management, so businesses are organized. So accountants are exchanging the expertise to help businesses keep their finances in order, right? So you can literally just edit the outline based on this. And if there's any certain section of the outline that you don't like, so let's say you don't like this section, right? Understanding the value creation, you can tell it, hey, I don't like this section, understanding value creation. Can you rewrite the lead of this? You can just prompt it, and immediately it will just start editing only this specific section. And voila, you can see here, it just magically edits it like that, right? In reality, why nothing is actually everything that you need. So it just completely zaps the section and it completely rewrites it. And of course, if you're more specific and you're like, oh, you only want to edit certain lines, then you can do that too. So what you want to do is that you'll want to edit this section until it is pure perfection and is something that you're super duper happy with. And when this outline is something that you're happy with, you know, okay, all of these points are something that I want to hit. What you can immediately do is click script over here on the top right, click generate script, and immediately the bot will start writing the script according to the outline and according to the actual context that you fed it. And you can see over here, it's actually writing the script pretty fast, right? 400 words, 400 words. And as it's loading, you can start reading it, so you don't just have to sit there and wait for it to load completely. And you can see here, hey friends, welcome back to the channel. Most people think starting a side hustle requires money, connections, or special skills, but that's complete rubbish. I built multiple 6-figure businesses while working full-time as a doctor, and I'm going to show you the exact step-by-step process system to start earning extra income with literally nothing, right? And this is a very Ali Abdaal style kind of hook. And that's because it's trained on your voice, trained on your persona, and trained on your story. And the first output is actually pretty good. And you can see over here with just a click of a button, right? The full script is literally just ported over here, and you can go ahead and read it. And if there's any problems, this is where all of these other different functionalities comes in. So one of the specific things that you can't do with Claude or ChatGPT is that you can't highlight a certain section and then prompt it to actually make it better. So let's say I don't like this section, right? Obstacle 1. What I can do is I can highlight it, and there's this button over here which pops up, which is improve. And there is a prompt here, so you can prompt to specifically only change the section. So let's say, I don't like how this sounds, make it better. Right? And you can just prompt it, and it will only edit that specific section that you highlighted, and you're able to prompt it. So you can highlight bigger chunks of text, you can highlight small chunks of text, but it will use our built-in AI that understands how to edit a script to actually, give you suggestions on this one. And you can see here, it immediately pops in a new edit just like that. And let's say you don't really like the hook, right? Once again, you can use any of these, right, to add open loops here. So if you want to add transitions, you can click this. You can add open loops, click here, and immediately it will start adding transitions between each point. So what you normally have to do if you want to edit your script from an AI is copy paste the entire thing onto a Google Doc and then edit it directly from there. But what we've built into Subscriber AI is that over here, you can drag this canvas over here, and it acts pretty much as an advanced Google Docs with AI built into it, right? You can delete certain sections, right? You can add certain words if you want. And once you're done with the script, you can just click export here, copy the clipboard, export as a Word, export as a PDF, open in your teleprompter, and there you go. You have your script fully written from start to scratch. and you probably can get this done in less than 10 to 20 minutes. If you want to check out Subscriber, there's a free trial down below. Check it out and let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.